I'm sitting today with Teresa Ibáñez, a private chef who's going to tell us her story about how she moved from finance to culinary art. Hi, Teresa.
Hello, Nela.
How are
Thanks for
you?
having me. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me. Okay, so we're going to talk about a lot of interesting things, a lot of yummy things as well. So I would love for you to tell me first about what you did actually as a profession before you went into all of this, exciting career that you have today.
Yes. So I have a very big variety in my CV. I did a lot of different things. As I studied tourism management, I used to do a lot of events management, PR. I worked in wedding planner, many things when I was young, just after the uni. After life brought me to Paris to study French, and then I decided to work there, and I worked in fashion.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Interesting.
different things. And then I moved to Dubai, and I'm working in finance. I'm still currently I'm working. Yes, so but
Yeah.
my passion has always been the cooking
Yeah.
since a very young age. So
Okay.
I've been always doing this on the side for fun
Interesting.
because I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So it's such a wide range of things.
Yes.
So why did you change? What took you to finance first, and it brought you to Dubai? And then we'll get into the exciting things.
Yes, okay. I was living in Paris, but I was kind of tired with the situation back in the time in France, financially and socially, a lot of things happening at that time in Paris. And I came to visit Dubai a couple of times because I had some European friends living here and they were very happy and they were enjoying life here. And I liked it. I liked the vibe when I came visit. So I'm like, I'm going to give it a try. And I had the opportunity to work in finance as an admin position, and I liked it. It was nice, and um, working in the financial area in the IFC is also very nice. And yeah, so I get this job, and after I moved to another company, and then I changed position. I got promoted. So, I was very comfortable. I had a nice routine. So, I like
The good
it.
life. Yeah,
Yes,
the
good
good life
life.
in
Yes.
Dubai. You're used to everything.
Yeah.
Everyone comes here and they're used to kind of the day-to-day that is nice. You get paid, you live well. And then
Yes.
what happened?
And then I also have weekends off. So it's,
Yeah.
like a very
Yeah.
convenient, very comfortable job, let's say. And then as I always liked to cook, and I was still, every time that friends say, oh, let's do a gathering or something, I was the one like, yeah, please let me cook for all of you, or come to my house. I'm going to do a dinner for some friends. I've been doing this even before, since a very young age. I was always organizing parties and cooking. So that is the moment that after a few years in Dubai, I'm like, okay, what else can I do? Because also going out and going to some restaurants or
Yeah.
clubbing, it's getting tired. So then I started, other than cooking for my friends, then I started with my Instagram account. I was cooking and posting my food, and then I started doing restaurants reviews. So I was kind of a foodie blogger, and I really enjoy that. So I really realized that this is really something that I enjoy and like, and I decided to, sell my desserts at the beginning.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
started off with
I
like
started,
sweets.
yes,
Yeah.
first selling
Yeah.
desserts because I'm like, okay, I need to do something else.
Yeah. Is it
Other,
because you were better at sweets, or did you feel like there's a kind of demand for it?
yeah, there was a lot of demand,
Yeah.
and every time I go to some friend's house, they're like, please bring your tiramisu, it's so good.
Nice. Yeah.
Because I used to live in Italy also, so I learned the real recipe of the real tiramisu. So I said, okay, I'm gonna start. And then after a while, because of my Instagram was all foodie and recipes and me cooking at somebody's house, then I started having requests as a private chef. And at the beginning, I was very scared because I never charged for that. I was
Yeah.
doing just for fun at friends' house, just like, friendships. And then I went the first time. They proposed me. They say, "Oh, we like a lot of Spanish food. We like paella, ceviche, and tapas in general." So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
And then they liked my food, so they called me again. Then
Like it's a snowball of
a snowball,
like, yeah.
exactly. So,
But let me ask you. So
yeah.
you said you started your Instagram page. You were cooking. I wanted to see, like, did you have something in mind when you were creating all of this? Like, did you have a dream to maybe become like a chef or create supper clubs or doing, like, what was the purpose in the beginning of doing all of this kind of digital presence?
Okay,
Yeah.
so this goes back even before Instagram. In 2010,
Yeah.
I started a food blog when back in the days was WordPress. I don't know if you remember the
of
blogs.
course.
So I had a blog in WordPress.
Yeah.
But it was in Spanish. The pictures were very old. So I used to take my pictures of my food and post the recipes just for me keeping track of them and also to share with friends or whomever that wants to see some recipes. This is how I really started. And back then, Instagram didn't even existed, right?
Yeah.
So this was in 2010. And then I started Instagram because it was very trendy and I thought it's easier because nobody else is looking blogs anymore. So I'm like, okay, I think it's better to have an Instagram just to, continue posting my recipes. But I never thought what's gonna happen next. I was just doing it for sharing, for me to have like a place where all my recipes are saved.
That's
for
so
myself.
interesting. So you had like no plan whatsoever. So you were just doing something you loved.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was
posting.
real passion for gastronomy. And back in the days there, it didn't existed bloggers yet or anything like now. So everything was very new. I was just like, oh, I'm cooking this today. I'm going to just post it.
Yeah.
And some people will interact or friends. Oh, how did you do that? What are the ingredients? Like casually. But then the foodie scene became very strong and I went to some restaurants just like, oh, this is so good, so I will post it. And after a while, restaurants started inviting me against, okay, I'm inviting you and you will do a review later.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And all this happened organically. So you were just posting.
Exactly.
Did you pay for marketing? Did you do anything?
No, I did everything alone. I'm still doing everything alone. I never had
one
anyone.
woman show.
Yeah.
Interesting. So when you were younger, you said you used to do this when you were younger as well, right? So is it kind of a family tradition or did you learn on your own? So how did this start at a young age?
Yes. So at home, always my mom and my grandmas used to cook. Like every Sunday, we will gather all the family and we'll do paella for everyone. Or, it's like it's always been in our tradition in Spain, like the cooking, the gatherings with friends and family. So it started at very young age. And when I was maybe 15 or 16, I told my parents I want to be a chef.
Wow, so young.
Yes, I told them. And then they're like, no, this is not for a woman. But it's true that professionally it's very physical and it's kind of hard, to be a professional chef full time.
The most famous ones we know anyway are all male for some
Correct.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah, so
maybe long hours as well. Tough kitchen hours. Yeah.
The shifts are very tough and everything. So they wanted to protect me. Like, no, you're a woman. You should go to uni, not study culinary art. So, at the beginning I was very mad, but then I understood. And it's true because when you see all these chefs, men, very famous and everything, you're like, oh, this is for a reason, and it's true. So yeah, it started at a very young age, and at home I always saw my mom and my grandma's cooking, and I was learning from them. But of course they were cooking very like at home, they never went to a school or anything. So yeah, this is how I started at the beginning, just passionate. And I will be when I was very young, I was like, oh, to my parents, telling them like, can we go to this restaurant that I like this exact dish?
Yeah.
Or I was a foodie since very young age. Or I will tell my grandma, please, this Sunday, can you do this? specific
It's always
plate
been your
or-
calling. Like that's what you need to do in life. Like that's it.
Yes.
Yeah. I love
So yeah, when people now are like, "Oh, I'm a foodie," I'm like, "I've been a foodie since
Yeah, since I was
forever."
born.
Yes.
Now, a question.
Yeah.
So, since you're Spanish, but you've been around the world, like you lived in Paris, Italy, and you speak all these languages. I think you're learning to speak Arabic, you were saying, right?
Yes, yes.
You're specialized now in Spanish food. So, what's your specialty as a private
Spanish.
chef? Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Because when I started the private chef, I realized there is a big gap in the market in Dubai. There's a lot of chefs for many other nationalities, but Spanish, there's not many or barely. So I thought it's good for me to, and people in general, they like Spanish food. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this.
Amazing. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's talk about practicalities a little bit. So you have a job, right?
Yes.
You have a full-time job. You also do this on the side. And I
Yes.
would love to see how your life looks like because, I mean, it's a lot, right?
Yes.
So you don't have a family, you don't have kids,
No.
which helps as well sometimes, right? But even then, you have the full-time job takes a lot of your time. Cooking takes a lot of time, prepping, etc. So, talk me through maybe if you have a dinner, talk me through your week. How do you manage? How do you live your life?
Yes. So good thing is my work. I know I finish around 5 or 6 maximum. So after that, I'm free.
Okay.
So even though if I have a private dinner on a weekday, I can manage to do. So I know what time I'll be free, what time I can be at the client's house to cook for them, and all this. And I know the weekends also I'm free. So Saturdays and Sunday, I can organize easily.
Yeah.
So this helps me, but for me every week is different because some weeks I won't have any dinner, some weeks I have one dinner or two dinners. So it's a lot of preparation because it's not only the moment of the dinner, it's also the day before I need to start preparing stock and sauces and a lot of things that can be done in advance. I will do because I have to do them after work or before work, early morning. So I have to wake up
Wow,
very
it's crazy.
early to finish everything. So whenever I finish work, I can change my clothes, wear the chef jacket,
Yeah.
and go to take all the food and go to
Okay.
people's house to cook for them. So yeah.
Did you ever have to say no to any event because maybe you were too busy?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh,
So,
that's
or
sad.
sometimes I have already a dinner the day before, so I can do 2 dinners in a row maybe
Okay.
because I don't have time to, prepare before work, and then it's impossible for the timings. So
Yeah.
it happened. Yes.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. You know, you say that you have time after work and then you have the weekends, which is like every other human being on this planet. And I love how dedicated you seem to be, you know, like to your work, to doing this. And it takes out, I mean, from what you're saying, it takes out all of your life. Like you have your work and then you have your other work.
Yes.
And do you have time for, you know, like personal life to socialize? Has this taken a toll on your social life, or are you managing?
What I do is, for example, if I have a dinner, let's say on a Saturday, I start to cook on Friday evening, ideally, so I can prepare some things just to advance work. So, for example, if I want to go out or do some plans or go out to a restaurant, for example, with some friends, I will arrange it for beginning of the week. So I have time to go out, rest
Okay.
a couple of days, and then prepare for the dinner. So this
Okay.
is how I usually do. For example, if the dinner is on Saturday, I will try to rest on Sunday, So
Yeah.
this is how I plan. But every week for me is different. And some weeks are like, okay, these days I'm gonna rest, and then last minute an old client calls me like, please come, I have some guests.
Yeah.
And I
You
don't
can't
like
say
to
no.
say no to
Yeah.
my previous clients
Yeah.
because they supported me since the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And do you feel like it's taken a toll on you, or a lot of people tell me that when they start a new business or even without having a full-time job, they struggle a lot. They struggle with the ups, the downs, the emotions, the financial security, etc. Today you don't have that because you have your other job, right?
Correct.
But do you feel like any pressure, or do you feel like this has taken a toll on your mental health or physical health?
At the beginning, yes, because I wanted to do everything. So I wanted to go to the gym and do my lunch I like to cook and take my food, like my lunch to work. And I wanted to do everything.
Yeah.
But then I realized I can't. If sometimes I have a private dinner and I need to cook for 20 people, then I obviously don't have time to go to the gym like 2-3 days because I'm busy with that, the preparations, etc. So I don't go. At the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I wanted to manage to reach everything. And then I realized it's impossible. So either I take things as they come, like, okay, this is my priority. I'm starting a business. If I want to grow on it, I need to make the effort. And okay, if I can't cook my lunch, it's fine. I will just order something in Deliveroo and it's totally fine.
Yeah.
But at the beginning was very hard
To change,
to like, I want to do this and that, and I was very stressed. But now I'm learning to, okay, one step at a time.
To calm down and to manage your time better. Okay.
And like, okay, if I can't do everything, I will just order, or I'll, eat a salad from downstairs of my office or whatever,
You have your
like
priorities set now, right? So
Exactly.
you have a goal in life. So if I wanted to ask about, let's say you imagine yourself, like your biggest dream, right? Like if I tell you, imagine, I don't know, the happiest day of your life in your chef's career, culinary career. What would you imagine? Like, what would it be?
In the future?
Yes.
Maybe have a cooking show on TV or something like that.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to basically share your knowledge with people,
Yes,
have
I will
some
love
fun.
to.
Yeah. I think you should do that. I think you should start. This is your debut into
Yes.
the scene of TV.
I had an interview on TV last year in Al Arabiya. It's a local TV in a program called Sabah Al Arabiya.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was nice, but it was in Arabic, so I had a translator, and
Okay.
but it was nice. They liked it, and they called me again a second
That's
time.
amazing. Yeah.
But I was traveling. I was in Spain, so they asked me, "Can we do like a Zoom call? You will be live on TV," and I said, "Okay, yes."
And what do you usually talk about in these interviews? Or
The first time I was talking about my own supper club, because I started. I used to do a lot of supper clubs in my house.
Nice.
So they wanted to know what is that, what type of people comes to the supper club, etc. They found interesting. They contacted me and they wanted me to expose some of my dishes. So I brought them to the TV and they tried them there. And
did they like them?
yes, yeah. And
That's amazing.
and Spanish food, go deeper into that. Yeah.
Lovely. So you said you studied hospitality, right? So you did events, etc. Did you study culinary? Did you go to culinary school?
Okay, so in my university, no. But here, when I started to grow as a business, and I've always wanted to be a chef, I knew that there is a school that they're doing also the courses on Sundays. So I
you
checked
added
it.
that as well.
Yes,
to your
correct. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a big sacrifice because it's more than a year to go to school every Sunday.
Wow.
And I thought, okay, it's gonna be a sacrifice, but I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn properly the techniques. I'm gonna perfectionate. I'm gonna, do better what I'm doing now, because if now people like my food without a proper, like a learning in a school, so what will happen later after I learn the techniques and the proper names and the basis of the cuisine and everything? So I did, and I graduated in July 2024. As
Amazing.
a chef. Yes, it was a very nice graduation.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy. It was very hard because work and private chef and Sundays, I really was juggling a lot of things at the same time. It was a lot, but I'm happy that I did it. And now I'm studying pastry, because I like it so
As
much.
well, yeah.
Yeah, so I went back to the same school
Okay.
again on Sundays. I took a break for like a year, and now I'm back again to school. So yeah, it's tough sometimes because it's a lot going on,
Yeah.
but I like it. So, and I think it's always good to continue learning and never stop learning new things and new techniques. It's always good for improving anything in
In
this
life
case
in general.
in life
Yeah.
in general. Yeah, but for me, it's helping me in my business.
Of
So
course.
what better? Yeah.
But like, what keeps you going? You know, is it like just your passion, your family, your friends? Like, what kind of support system did you maybe create for yourself or already have to continue? You know, like to push through all of this.
Yeah, I have a very good support of my friends and family. They're all saying me always, I'm so proud of you. You're doing so well. You're
Yeah.
impressive, everything what you're achieving. But it's also for me, for my passion, because it's a big satisfaction the moment, like, for example, I'm serving food and they are telling me, oh my God, this is so good. Or, it's like very satisfying. Or for example, it happened already to me, like people standing from the dinner from the table and coming to the kitchen to ask me, this dish is incredible, I came to congratulate you.
Wow,
That
that's amazing.
happened multiple times.
Yeah.
Or people in a dinner telling me, please, can you come already next week again to my house, because I love your food so much that I want you
It's
to
so
come back.
gratifying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is a feeling like I never felt before, and it's so nice. So then it's like, okay, I'm doing something well when people wants to repeat. And
Yeah.
now I have clients that hired me many, many times. And then, so
Yeah.
this is very gratifying, yes.
I love it. So, what's their favorite dish in general? Like, what do they compliment you most about?
Paella, a lot.
The best paella I've had is in Valencia.
Yes,
Yeah.
because paella is from Valencia,
Yeah.
where I'm from. So
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. And also they like a lot the croquetas.
Oh, interesting.
Croquetas, yeah.
Okay, I haven't tasted those. I should.
They're very good.
I should
will
host
make
a
for
dinner.
you.
Okay,
Yes.
amazing. So I wanted to ask you about. So you obviously are a private chef now, right?
Yes.
So do you also still do your supper clubs, or is it still? Are you more into the private chefs area?
So at the beginning of all, I started private chef, and I was going to a lot of supper clubs. I'm still going because I like to meet new people and I like to discover new cuisines, etc. So in one of the supper clubs, I met someone that said, oh, you're doing private chef of Spanish food. Why don't you do the supper club, like a Spanish tapas supper club? Because there's nobody else doing it in Dubai, so you will be the first. And at the beginning, I'm like, but I have a very small apartment. My dining area is very small. So I don't know how I'm going to fit a bunch of people there. And they told me, don't worry, there's some supper clubs that start with a table of 6. And I'm like, okay. And Dubai is very safe.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind putting, letting...
Stranger coming to your
Exactly,
house,
because
yeah,
at the end of
yeah.
the day, they're strangers. You don't know some of these people. Sometimes some friends will come, but sometimes are strangers.
True.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. And it was a very big success. I had also an interview recently in Khalij Times. In the magazine, they did
Also around the supper clubs.
yeah, around the
Yeah.
supper club. So, it's been very successful, but I'm doing it less now because with school and I have a lot of private dinners that I can't say no because many of them are my old clients. So, I don't have time also. So I'm
Okay.
doing it less.
Yeah.
But I'm still doing it once in a while, but not regularly like before. Yeah. So
Interesting. So you serve different types of people, right? Like you have, you do, for example, business events. Do you do more on B2C? So do you have any interesting stories about where you've been, what you've done?
Yes, so I usually go to people's house, but I have a lot of nice stories. I always say these things only happen in Dubai. Like I've cooked in a private island in Abu Dhabi.
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Sheikh's Island, or I
Yeah.
cook in some royal palaces in multiple Emirates. I've been in palaces in Ajman, in Sharjah,
I love this.
and even in Dubai. I've been to one palace here also. So this is very interesting. I don't think this will happen maybe in another country in the world, but here is quite common apparently. So
Do you pinch yourself sometimes? Like, when you're going into a palace, you're like, this is me going into this place.
the first time I was like, oh, this is very rare, but this was very interesting. All of them are always very humble, very nice, very welcoming. Yes. So
And how do you get those opportunities? Like, do you push for it? Do you reach out to people? Do you like
No.
how does it happen?
Usually it's through Instagram. They contact
Okay.
me on DM and they say, "Can we see your menu? We like what you do. Can you send us a menu?" But maybe many of them they don't say who they are. They send the location. They don't say it's a palace. Or some of them will send the driver, and
Really?
some
So
of
you
them they
don't.
don't even say.
So before you accept the orders or the requests, you don't ask about like you don't. What's your due diligence basically? Do you ask about like where's the event, who they are, how many people? What are the things you
Yes.
ask about?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
First, they ask, what do you do? What is your menu, etc. So I send them, and then I ask them how many people, where is their location, etc. Because also I need to calculate the time. I always arrive before all the guests to prepare in the kitchen. So I need to know all these details. And of course, if it's in another emirate, I will need more time even for transportation because Abu Dhabi is 1 hour and a half, and other emirates are around 1 hour or 2 hours even. So I need to know, of course, the location.
Okay.
But
That's
I've
interesting.
always had very nice experiences. And then sometimes through friends, they will recommend me or always
Okay,
like that.
interesting.
Yes.
So, a lot of the listeners out there and my viewers have one problem they only talk about in general in life when they want to start a business. It's the financial issue, right?
Yes.
So some people want to leave their jobs. Some people want to, try and do their business in parallel with their jobs. So if you had to give an advice to anyone who wants to start a career in something else, it doesn't have to be, in food or culinary. What would be the thing that you would advise people to prepare for, whether it's financially or mentally or like anything? Like, what's your advice for someone who wants to make that jump and that leap?
So what I see also, at least in culinary, what I'm doing in private chef, is very seasonal. So for example, there's no gatherings or dinners during summer because almost everybody leaves the city. They're
In Dubai,
traveling.
yeah.
So you have to consider many things. This is why also I didn't quit my job, because it gives me a financial stability. But I experienced, like in summer, I barely have private dinners. So you have to consider many things. I will encourage people, first of all, they need to do something they love, because passion moves you. If you do something just because, there's nothing that really, for example, sometimes I just wake up and I start thinking, oh, I have to do this recipe, I think it's gonna be nice, or I have to change that. I always have ideas, so it makes me excited and happy, and I'm gonna try this new thing or dessert or whatever. So I'm always, but I think if you don't have that, it's not gonna bloom your business. You have to do something that you really like and enjoy doing it, because of course I'm very tired after work, in the office, all these hours, and then go to people. But when I go to cook, I don't feel tired. I really feel good.
That's amazing. So let me ask you then, if this is like your calling, your passion, something you've been dreaming about since you were a kid. Now, is there a step for you to take this further? I'm not going to say quit your job, because your boss probably will watch this. But do you have a plan to kind of expand, to push and be more aggressive in what you want? Do you have time to be more aggressive in what you want to achieve with your job?
At the moment, I don't have more time, because it's already like, maybe when I will finish pastry school, maybe, but now I don't have much time for more. but we'll see in the future. I have a lot of ideas, and but it's a lot of time that you need to invest also.
True.
So at the moment I don't have much.
Yeah.
So in the meantime I can do everything. I will manage as I'm doing as per now. But
Okay.
we'll see later.
Amazing. Honestly, because when you want to do something, like I tend to multitask, for example, in my life, and I do multiple things at the same time. And what I noticed by the end of it is that if you don't choose one of them, like one of the things you're doing is going to either fade or not be enough for you at the end.
Yes.
So I would love to see you, like maybe one day you will have your show. But I would love to know, for example, do you plan in summer, since there's there's not much going on in Dubai, is there a way you can do this globally? Like you can maybe travel, work remotely, try and do these things in another country, or is this not possible for you?
The problem is with my current job in finance. I am not allowed really to work remotely and all this. I have to be more in the office. So that make difficult the traveling. So yeah, but I would like to maybe in the future. Yeah.
Have something.
Yeah.
Amazing. So how do your family take this? Like, do they love it? Do they want this future for you, or do they tell you just keep it as a hobby? Have they changed their minds about you being a chef?
They're very happy and they're very proud of me and they support me, but they always tell me, you have a good job, keep it, also it's allowing you to do this on the side. So in the meantime, I can handle everything. At the beginning, when I started the Instagram account or even my blog, they were like, why you're filming your food? Why you're taking pictures? They didn't understand.
The
But
concept.
I've always known this, I like it. And I'm just doing because I like, and I don't care what people tell me. So not only from my family, even friends, why you're doing this? And I'm like, I just love it. I'm passionate for gastronomy in general. So, but people wouldn't understand. And now they're like, wow, you were right. You were following your gut, your passion, and you're doing well. So now they're happy. Yes.
That's amazing. And do you feel like you've invested a lot in this, maybe financially, or did you feel like whatever you invested, there's a good return on it? Did you need a big capital, or, do you survive on kind of like being paid first and then doing it? Like, it's a detailed, but, a lot of people are trying to start their own business. I don't want them to be scared and I want them to take the leap. So how do you manage this? Like, do you need a lot of capital to start off a business like that?
So for me, thanks to my work that I have a salary at the end of the month, every month. So that allows me to save and when I save some money is when I decided to, for example, go to school, because culinary school is quite expensive.
Yeah.
So once I saved, then I went to school. And it's an investment for what I'm doing, because I saw I improved a lot. So it was a very good investment. And this knowledge, I will have it with me forever.
Yeah, forever.
So
for
in
sure.
the future, if I want to do something different or I want to move to another country, this knowledge is going to be mine. So I always think it's very important to invest in things like that, something that you will keep forever. Yes, I think it's a good investment. Yes.
Okay. Dubai specifically, I think, is a huge culinary scene. And I think, as you said, like the safety of, being able to go to people's houses, to serve people you don't know, etc. I think that the safety is quite important. So has Dubai helped you? First of all, like, is this a place to start a business? And if it didn't help you, like, what were some of the things that kind of pushed you down in Dubai, maybe, if there are any?
There's a lot of competition, I think, on social media and everything, but I've always stay focused of what I'm doing, and I don't care about comments or what people will think or anything like that. So I think this helps. Yeah.
Like staying focused on what you do.
Yes, exactly.
And how did the country or city help you in your path?
I think because in general here people are very open-minded and very welcoming. So yeah, just the fact of I don't know this person, I'm gonna call her and I'm gonna, bring her to my house
Yeah.
to cook for us. So that's
Yeah.
already a big thing, right?
Did you have like a really bad experience at any point? Like something, I don't know, very dramatic, or, something, your food spill, or, like you lost all your food suddenly, or someone was mean, or, any
No,
like.
no, nothing bad happened. So, no, I mean, sometimes, yeah, exactly. Some sauce will spill a little bit, but I always have extra just in case. So it's never been a big problem.
Yeah, so you never take big risks. Like you always have a
No.
plan B, you always have
There's
some
always a
things.
plan B, or I forget, I don't know, like a specific spatula, but maybe something that I
Yeah.
needed, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot. But then I always find the solution, like, okay, they have this spoon that I can use for this specific thing that I need to do. So I always find a way, or something happen, like the oven is not working well, so I need to wait double of time till
Oh
it
wow,
cooks,
yeah,
or
that's a
things
big
like
problem.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I always manage to find a way. So all this experience teach me for next time, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you
things
feel
like
like
that.
you changed as a person? Like since you tried to do these things, like how did this affect you as a personality? The way you think, the way you live.
Yes, I think I've been always very organized at work and with my own things and my life, but this teach me to be more organized even, because I need to schedule a lot of things. And the problem I also have here, for example, is ingredients from Spain are very difficult to find. So I have to buy this one from here, that one from another supermarket, that one from another supplier. So for me, it takes time and organization. So yeah, the organization skill is very important
Yeah, did it
too.
grow with time?
Yes, it grow more, yes,
Yeah.
because there's no other choice. If you want to do things right, you have to be very structured. Yeah.
It's amazing. So you talked about ingredients, and I think it's something we should talk about in Dubai because nothing is grown here and everything is imported. So do you find that the ingredients here that you can manage with them, that you have the same tastes? Like do they differ, or do you maybe bring as well some from Spain?
Yes, so everything I can bring, for example, all the spices for the paella, the saffron, paprika, pimentón de la vera, all this I bring from Spain. Things that I can keep long time, or rice for the paella, things like
Oh
that.
wow, you bring them.
Yes, I can bring them. And they can stay longer. Of course, I can't bring fish or seafood. This I
Fresh.
will buy. Yes, exactly. But the things I can keep in the cupboard for months, I will bring with me. Yes. But I had to do the menu accordingly of what I can find here.
So
Because
you have a set menu of ingredients.
things that I can
Yeah.
find
Okay, got it.
easily. Or for example, jamon, because it's pork.
Yeah.
I can find it here, but it's difficult. There's not everywhere. And also it's very, very expensive. But yes, I try to do my menu accordingly of the ingredients that are here. Yes.
So do you prep everything in your home, or?
Many things at home, and many things I do them on the spot. Yes. So it depends on what things. For example, the fish stock that I use for making the paella later, I will do it at home because it needs to be there for a few hours or whatever. So then I will take it with me. I will put in bottles of water
Wow.
to carry them easily.
Yeah.
I have to have ideas of.
Yeah. And you do everything on your own, or have you gotten other chefs or
Yes, I
any
have
help?
chefs helping me also. When it's bigger dinners, if it's small dinners, I can do alone. But I always have someone helping me, to chop some things, or to clean after me, or to serve the table. I always have people for that. But if it's a big dinner or something, I take also chefs with me. Yeah. So
Okay.
it depends on the menu, on the people, how many people they are in the dinner. It depends on everything.
And are these collaborations sort of, or are you the main chef and then you have, like sous chefs and people who help you?
Yes, correct. I am the main chef. It's my recipes, but they are helping me, because sometimes if it's a very big dinner, I can't do all at the same time by myself. I will need someone like, okay, you chop this, in the meantime I do that, or things like that. So we divide the work. But all the sauces, everything, I like to do it myself. I will put them as you said, sous chef, helping me in small things, or
Okay, amazing. So we're getting close to the end of our podcast. And so you have a deck of cards in front of you. So this is a game from Esther Perel. She's a very famous therapist. I think you know her.
Yeah.
If you don't, you should. She's amazing. And I would love for you to pick a card and answer this question very openly and very honestly, whatever you get. You get one joker. You can put the card back if it's really like a dramatic question.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to answer it.
Okay, perfect. One of the things that keeping me up at night. I would say when I have some ideas of, I need to do this recipe, this is a creation I just invented or something, then it keeps me awake until I don't write it down, or I can't sleep anymore. So this happens
nothing
a lot.
bad, only a positive thought keeps you up at night.
It's always a thought, and but it's a motivation for me, and like a plan, something new coming, or so this type of things. But it's not a bad thing.
I love it. So all you have always to say is kind of like, have a passion, everything is good, everything's gonna be fine.
Yes.
Everything's well.
Yes,
okay,
correct.
Amazing. Teresa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love this conversation.
Me
and
too.
I hope I can taste all of your food soon.
Yes. Of course. Thank you.